inside Teresa Petrolkova, Czech Republic. And Latvia's Gunter Vaikule on the inside. Quite hard to pick a favourite. I suppose you'd got to go with Kiel Basinska on her form this year. She's improved to 50.28. But who's going to follow her home? Lika Klaver also would expect to be up there, but I wouldn't count out either Baumgart-Witten, Schwab, or even Levi Nielsen. So it could be a very, very interesting race. The women who don't make the first two, well, they'll be biting their nails to see whether they can go through as fastest non-automatic qualifiers.
Set.
So it is Kiel Basinska who's away quickly, already starting to reel in Schwab. Schwab running well as well, and she's going past almost on the shoulder of Baumgart-Witten. Running extremely well out in lane 6, Klaver. Klaver's overtaken now coming into the back, the second bend. The two runners on her outside. So it's the two Poles and Lika Klaver at the moment battling for the lead. Klaver comes into the home straight, fraction in front of Kiel Basinska. Kiel Basinska now has really started to motor, looking very strong at this stage with 50 meters to go. So it's Kiel Basinska with Klaver on the inside, running well, having the race of her life. Valkule, but coming through for third, I think, very quickly as well. Baumgart-Witten. Gosh, at one point it did look as though the Latvian on the inside was going to get third place. So Kiel Basinska followed by Klaver. 50.45, 59.59. Very close to both women's personal bests. Baumgart-Witten came through so strongly over the final 40 meters. Just edging out Vaikute, who I think that might also be a national record as well as a personal best for the Latvian. So Vaikule, however things work out, she's done a tremendous job, personal best. Here we're looking at Kiel Basinska. Bringing it all home for the Poles, and this augurs well as far as their relay team is concerned as well.
It's a fantastic inter-team battle as well. I don't think they have a chance really of a clean sweep of the medals because there are too many stronger athletes from other nations, but between them, a decent rivalry. Kiel Basinska had a great couple of seasons, really. Not necessarily the best part of the World Championships for her, but maybe she'll have a stronger Europeans. Got Natalia Kazmarek, who's kind of the youngster really coming into this team, proving herself as a fantastic finisher, in particular when she...
At 65 metres, makes up for you being a poor pole vaulter and being able, as Nicholas Cowell is, to be able to throw nearly 80 metres. It's a slightly disproportionate ratio.
So hammer qualification ongoing. We're going to go next to the track because the athletes are just about to get going in the second semi-final of the women's 400 metres. This is Saalberg, who, by virtue of her good season, has come into this very, very world-class Dutch relay team with Bol and Klaver. She individually has run 51.22 this year. Alice Mangione of Italy, as you can see, a couple of tenths off that from Saalberg, but still competitive around mid-41s. But Kazmarek seems to have gone up another level this year. 49.86. Victoria Ahurugu, well, a fantastic season for her. Maybe the only disappointment was the disqualification following the relay win at the Commonwealth Games, or crossing the line first, I should say. Modesta Justin-Moders-Keitel also won the best in Europe this year, and as a result gets a bye through to this semi-final. Vondrova said a moment ago she was just beaten by Kazmarek in the European under-23s in 2019. Great hurdler also. Silke Lemmens from lane 2. European under-23 bronze medalist last year. Whatever life gives you. Camille Laus on the inside of Belgium. And another who's done well as part of relay quartets, particularly with the Bourlays in the mixed competition. Doing well to raise a smile there, Vaikula. Just waiting patiently, Baumgart-Witan, who was the better of the two just before. Full lineup: Laus, Lemmens, Vondrova, Moders-Keitel, Uhurgu, Kazmarek, Mangione and Salberg. Second semi-final of the women's 400 metres. 2+2 as far as qualification goes. So Kazmarek going nicely in the opening stages from lane 6 in the red and white of Poland. Overtaking Mangione of Italy there in the blue. Moders-Keitel, she's there in lane 4 in the yellow, red and green of Lithuania. And performing well too, Victoria Uhurgu, perhaps similar to her sister, tends to finish really well over the last 100 metres. These two, though, starting to break away. Kazmarek and Uhurgu of Poland, and Great Britain and Northern Ireland, with the pole just in front in 50.41. So could be yet another lifetime best, actually, for Uhurgu, who hasn't necessarily come from nowhere this season, but it has been some incredible late blossoming, shall we say. Won Commonwealth silver in Birmingham very recently, of course. And here she is a 10th behind Kazmarek. And you can see Moders-Keitel 51.70. That means Baumgart-Witan and Vaikula, similar to the men's, they remain in that seat.
I was very impressed there with both Kazmarek and Uhurgu. I mean, it was a personal best for Victoria Uhurgu, but I have a feeling that there's still even a little bit more. She looked so impressive at the Commonwealth, so I was lucky enough to be in Birmingham for the athletics there. I was very impressed with what I saw from Victoria Uhurgu. And as I say, she's really blossoming into a runner, very similar attributes to her sister, who won world and Olympic gold. But it's Kazmarek opting for perhaps a vintage style kit, you know, like that favoured by the great Irina Shevchenko, who won many, many European titles as well, obviously with a modern touch on it, but the crop top with the sleeves. What a formidable team the Poles have brought in the women's 400 metres. Kazmarek and Kiełbaszynska really, really looking as though they're going to challenge for medals, but Uhurgu doesn't look too phased by it all. She really has brought her A-game here to Munich. Well, Moders-Keitel, after a couple of Lithuanian records this year, just missing out on a place in the final. Slight disappointment for Salberg, perhaps expecting. So the third and final semi-final in the women's 400 metres hurdles. And the last track action this morning in this very long morning session is There's still decathlon pole vault going on, and there's still women's hammer throw qualifying happening out in the field. So this is Cynthia Bolongo of Belgium out on the outside. Amandine Grossier, who had a good first round yesterday, looked impressive. And then possibly one of the stars of these championships. Olympic bronze over 400 meters hurdles, world silver over 400 meters hurdles, number 3 of all time, and here going for the double without the barriers, Femke Bol. Nicole Jürgen, good relay runner as well as an individual 400-meter runner. Rashida Adeleke, the Irish record holder, just missed out on a place in the final of the World Championships by 1 position. The defending European champion from Poland, Justyna Svajtiersich. Well, Alex was talking about whether the Poles could lead a clean sweep. It's a tall order, but it's not beyond the bounds of possibility. Alika Schmidt, a very good runner as well as a social media sensation. More than 3 million followers on her social media channels. And on the inside, Suzanne Wally of Austria. Now this will be a fascinating battle between Femke Bol and Justyna Svajtiersich. If anyone is to break up the Polish domination, could it be Bol, as she seeks a very tough double, both on the flat and over the barriers at 400 meters. So as they settle into their blocks, from the inside, it's Wally of Austria, Schmidt of Germany, Svajtiersich of Poland, the defending champion, Adeleke of Ireland, Jürgen, Great Britain, Bol, the Netherlands, Brossier, France, and Bolongo of Belgium on the outside. Oh, it's a recall. With women in all 8 lanes spread around the first half a corner of the track. Difficult to see who was at fault there. Just pausing, I didn't see anybody in the lanes nearest to me. Let's see what colour card they're going to wave. Now the reaction times, everybody's got a legal reaction time. That's no quicker than 1/10 of a second. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's Bolongo out in the far 8th lane. Although having said that, I didn't see her get what we used to call a flyer. It's a bit of anxiety at this stage. The runners themselves don't know what the cause of the problem is. And Bolongo certainly not admitting to any infraction.
Auch der nächste Athlet ist drüber. Der Stabhochsprung läuft weiter, während wir auf das nächste 400 Meter Rennen warten.
Our broadcaster knows that Bolongo had an illegal time out of the blocks. So we'll get an announcement from the track judge. So just a warning, not a disqualification for Belingo. Fair enough. I think that's because she wasn't steady in her blocks rather than it being a false start. And then the starter got them away before she'd managed to steady herself. So once again, the women go to their blocks. Just to run down the 8 in this third semi-final. Just a reminder, 2 to go through as of right, and 2 fastest non-automatic qualifiers, which are at the moment Iga Baumgart-Witten and Günther Vaikule. Wally, Schmidt, Svite Ercetic, Adelike, Jürgen, Boll, Brossier and Belingo. Keep your eyes on lanes 3 and 5. Well, Svite Ercetic got left a little bit in lane 4. Adelike has got started very, very quickly. So too has Boll at the moment. Boll making up the ground, those long legs eating up the deficit on Brossier on her outside. She's really flying, Boll. And Adelike having a tremendous run at this stage. Svite Ercetic absolutely left. And it's Boll clearly in the lead. Adelike challenging for that all-important second place. Brossier now coming back. Belingo, who was given the yellow card, coming through very strongly as well as Adelike starts to tie up. No problems about the winner. It's going to be Femke Boll. Belingo comes through for second. Adelike struggling over the final 50 meters, has to settle for third. Well, Boll, no doubt at all about her going through as the winner. Just look at the nervous looks on their face. Belingo, good run from her, season's best, 50.83. Adelike squeezes out Vaikule. So Svite Ercetic misses out in favour of her compatriot Iga Baumgart-Witten. That's an upset, without a doubt. Oh, Brossier is also now, well, I think they'll try and look at the photo finish, perhaps to split them by the thousands, but it doesn't matter. Neither of them will be going through to the final, although it was. Oh, Svite Ercetic, revised timings there. Brossier given a personal best of 51.21. So Brossier will take some compensation away from this semi-final. Well, that last race was full of drama, and we see the departure of the defending champion.
Yes, but someone who wants not just to be the champion in one event, but 2, Femke Boll here. A tall order, certainly, but so far, she has 1 tick next to the name of this semi-final here. Adelike, terrific athlete, 100, 200 and 400 meters. And Belingo doing nicely on the outside there, just ahead of the Irish woman. Femke Boll, this particular angle makes her look incredibly composed and not breaking sweat. Of course, she did win the 400-meter flat European indoor title last year in Torun.
Athlon is going to go on for quite a while longer, but the women's 400 meters semi-final has come to a conclusion. Fastest woman, Natalia Kazmarek, 50.40, followed home in a separate semi-final by Anna Kiel-Basinska, 50.45. And the big shock is the departure of another Pole, the defending champion, Justyna Svite Ercetic. Nevertheless, Poland will have 3 women in the final, accompanied by Iga Baumgart-Witten. Best of the rest, Victoria Ohurugu, that personal best of 50.50. Maybe the British